At the end of the day, it's easy to look back and remember the bad bits, but I wanted to put this on record that we had some lovely, lovely moments then, and just remember them. We've had puppies before, and they've peed and pooed, and they've nibbled us a bit, and they've been quite excitable, and they've been a source of irritation to the adult dog in the house, but Diamond is all these things times 1,000. She just wasn't what I was expecting at all, and pretty soon I felt out of my depth. And I'm very lucky that I know lots of trainers and behaviourists to whom I can turn for advice. This was different though, because this was not the usual, hey, shall we do an interview on how to train something or discourage something? This was me needing to be a client and have a proper consultation. I turned to Rachel Rogers, who's been a wonderful interviewee on Dogcast Radio before, and I've worked with her on articles, and she's founded Nose to Trail, and she trains trailing. That day, to me, she had big wings and a halo. I'm saying she was like an angel, my guardian angel. Today we had a visit from Rachel Rogers, a behaviourist, because basically Diamond's biting, it's getting out of hand. It's getting very in hand, obviously, and she's biting our hands and our feet and our clothes and our everything, and Mischief. And it had just got to the point where I just thought I need a professional to come in and look at this and basically tell me that she is a good puppy and she's just a puppy, and I got it all out of proportion. And I think that's really easy to do when you have a puppy and you do take it personally and you think, I love you and I'm doing everything I can, and virtually all my life is trying to make your existence easier and happier and more comfortable and positive and, a good experience. And yet what's happening is you bite me till I bleed. I spend hours outside waiting for you to pee or poo and be positive when you do, and I'm spending hours inside cleaning up pee and poo and not reacting when you pee or poo inside, and and then I'll spend hours outside waiting for the pee or poo, and then we go inside and then you just look me in the eye and pee or poo, and it's just becomes so thankless and relentless, and I'm so tired by the end of the day, and as I'm tidying the toys away and putting everything away, and I'm thinking, and I have to get up tomorrow and get them all out and do it all again, and it's just relentless and grinds you down. And I had forgotten, although I talked about, how horrible puppies can be, I'd forgotten how horrible puppies can be. And, I think we need to say that more. They can be horrible, they're difficult, they bite. By the end of the day, she still has energy to be a puppy. And I've run out of energy to be a nice owner, and I want an off switch. Anyway, Rachel was brilliant as ever and had some great advice and practical steps we can take, and was very, very reassuring and gave me hope that we can make it work, and also gave me positive feedback and hope that Mischief isn't really, really miserable. And because one of the things is Diamond just bites Mischief's fur, and Diamond is so determined that if she gets hold of Mischief's tail, even though she's smaller and lighter and younger than Mischief, she pulls on her tail and poor Mischief gets yanked along. But it is just play, and Mischief takes it as that, and she likes to be with the puppy and she likes to be with us. And we were saying, really, I think she looks on the puppies like in the same way that we do, that we love her, but my goodness, she's a pain at times. And that seems to be the vibe between them, and it was very reassuring. And I do think if you think there's a problem, if you think there's a problem brewing, if you think there's a potential problem, see a behaviourist, because they are wonderful people. And Rachel really helped me and put my mind at rest, and she talked to all of us and saw the two dogs interacting, and it was just what we needed. So hopefully onwards and upwards. But I'm talking to you, it's coming up to midnight, and I'm tired. I've always been an insomniac and couldn't sleep. And I was always awake, still at sort of 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, easily. And now we get to do about 8 o'clock at night, and I'm going, is it too early to go to bed? Having a puppy cured me of insomnia. I'm really, really tired, and I'm looking forward to going to bed and curling up and going to sleep. And that's the other thing, even at night, when I wake up to go to the loo in the middle of the night. I've talked about this already, haven't I? But I get up and come down and take her out, and it's worth it to me, because that means it means nobody comes down to a dirty puppy. But it is, it does mean that I think, we've had her just over a month now, and so for a month I haven't had a night where I haven't been outside at some point at sort of 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning kind of thing. So that's also contributing to tiredness and and just fed upness. So there we go. That's today done with. And it was, it did have patches where it was quite nice. And hopefully the patches of niceness will get longer and longer and extend, and we'll get back to the point where life was quite nice with the dog. Because life with a puppy is really up and down and difficult. And it's practically difficult, and it's emotionally difficult. Especially when you've waited a long time to have a puppy, and then it's not the dream. You know what I mean? It's not. I've talked about that before, haven't I? Loving the dog more than the dream. But the dream of having a dog, the dream of having a puppy, can turn into a nightmare really easy. And you feel awful because you've got this little trusting creature that relies on you for everything. But they can be so annoying and horrible. Anyway, tomorrow is another day, so we'll see what tomorrow brings. You can probably tell from my voice there that I was stressed and unhappy at that point. It was genuinely horrible. I'd waited so long to get another dog and get the right dog with all the health tests in place and so on, and it was going to be lovely. Well, I mean, having a puppy is lovely and horrible, I knew that, but it was just that the horrible bits started to overshadow the lovely bits. I knew there was a point with every new puppy or dog we've had where regret or doubt crept in, and I've always called that the what have I done moment. What I mean is basically where all the hard work and emotional ups and downs become too much, but you have to carry on because you've taken this dog on and that's it. You've signed up and you're in for the long haul. I didn't know that other people called this puppy blues. It wasn't until Rachel Rogers said puppy blues is a real thing that I understood I wasn't alone in this time of misery and, well, frankly, panic. Raising a puppy is not without its hiccups, literally. Oh, we had another first tonight. She had hiccups. The first time she's had hiccups while she's been with us. And she was really, really unhappy. And she was on her own with Jenny. And Jenny messaged me and said, she's got hiccups and she's really not happy. So I came down. And yes, she was a bit woebegone with these hiccups. Obviously, hiccups don't make sense to a dog. What on earth is this thing that's attacking me and making me shake and make a noise and possibly feel a bit uncomfortable? But yeah, she was very kind of, oh no, I've got hiccups, and then she'd feel a bit better and start biting and playing up again. Not playing up, that's not fair, is it? That's the wrong language to use. She'd start biting because her teeth are causing the problems, or whatever the reason is. And then the hiccups would come back and she'd be all, oh, woe is me, I've got hiccups, please help me. And then it would wear off again, so she doesn't like hiccups. It's not all bad though, and I'm making an effort to notice the positives as well as the negatives. I'm just doing a quick voice recording in the garden because we just had a lovely moment where they had a little skirmish and then it all settled down and they separated and they stood near each other and I gave them a treat each and it was all lovely, and I just wanted to put that because it's easy to look back at the end of the day and think, oh, it was all difficult and tiring and dreadful, and it's not that they're not getting on, it's just that they have different styles of play and their dogs have different styles of life, and I think they have different personalities. But at the end of the day, it's easy to look back and remember the bad bits. But I wanted to put this on record that we had some lovely, lovely moments then, and just remember them. Gradually, Diamond is settling in, or maybe I'm just adjusting to the new normal. It's that lovely time of day, the evening. I don't know whether you can hear the bird song. But it's a lovely time of day, I think. And it's put me in a reflective kind of mood. We've had Diamond 5 weeks, and it's still really, really hard work. I'm getting glimpses of the dog she could be if we put the work in now. And she's lovely. When she's lovely, she's lovely. When she's wonderful, she's wonderful. When she's horrible, she's horrible. But I am getting glimpses of how she could be. I'm getting glimpses of how we could be. And I love the cuddles and the fun and the just playing and everything. But I love when we're doing some training and we understand each other and we're working together and trying to... It doesn't happen that often with a puppy, but when we're working together towards the same thing, that's really good. And I'm only training really, really basic things. We've done sit. I started to do recall, but then for some reason it was easier to do touch. So when I put my hand down to teach her to come and put her nose on my hand, just like a touch briefly. And so that's become our recall. So when I want her to come to me, I sort of put my hand down and she runs towards it. We've started with spin and twist. Leave, we've started the basics. I haven't even put the words to any of this. It's just luring, hand signals. That's, she's very, very quick to catch on what you want. She loves treats just like Mischief. She loves treats or food in a cardboard box. She loves to rip cardboard boxes apart. And she loves squeaky toys. Loves squeaky toys. They get her attention and she runs in. They can lure her into the crate or into the house if she's in the garden. So squeaky toys, loves them, and she likes to hold them and bite them and make them squeak. And that's really cute. In fact, she's had one today and she's bitten it so much that she squeaked and squeaked and squeaked until it's lost its voice. I met somebody yesterday. We'd left the dogs at home, and I met somebody with a young... Can you hear the birds going overhead? Anyway, I met somebody with a young doodle, about 14, 15 weeks. And I sort of said, oh, what a cute dog, how is it going? And she was saying, oh, it's awful, it's dreadful, it's really hard going. And we were commiserating with each other how hard work it is. And in some ways it was, I'm really sorry it was hard work for her as well, but in some ways it was lovely to hear I'm not the only one struggling. And I think that's a really, really important message to get out. And to talk about that, having a puppy is really hard. And at times it's really horrible. And if they're not peeing or pooing or puking, they're biting you or they're biting one of your belongings. And we have 2 pens in different rooms. And so like a play pen for a dog. And it's like some horrible video game that you can't win at times because, she'll be in one pen and she'll pee. So I scoop her up, take her to the other pen. And while I'm cleaning up the pee in pen number 1, in pen number 2, by the time I get to her, she's pooed. And then you think, oh, it's never going to end. It's like, relentless. I'm never going to win. I'm never going to get everything clean and done and tidy away. And then tonight she's come out and she's done, we've had a wonderful time out. She's still biting Mischief's fur, but the squeaky toys are working wonders. So I was doing a 2 squeaky toy system where I would squeak it and distract her and throw it. And she would go and get it. And then when she got fed up with that one, I'd squeak the second one and she would go and get that one. So that was working really well. And then in the same toilet trip where she left Mischief alone mainly, she peed and then she pooed. And then we could go into the house and be fairly certain that we were going to be pee and poo free for a while. So that was really, really... That was like a 60% good trip out to the garden with both of them. And that really cheered me up because a lot of the time I feel like I'm just running to keep still. And it's I don't want to sort of bang on about it, but it is hard work. It really is hard work and it's a struggle and it's relentless. And by the time you get to the end of the day and I'm tidying all the toys away and putting things right for the next day and I realise I've got to get up and do it all again the next day again, it does feel like you're just on this endless, relentless, vicious cycle of pee, poo, clean up, be bitten, repeat as necessary. But, she's lovely when she's lovely. But it is hard work. And I'm just trying to be honest about, how it is. After 5 weeks, I did think after 5 weeks it would be getting a little bit easier. Maybe I'm expecting too much. Perhaps I'm looking back with rose-tinted glasses. Perhaps I've forgotten how hard it was. Well, I know I have forgotten how hard it was with some of them because we started talking about some of the difficult times with other puppies, and I've forgotten how difficult it was. I think particularly with dogs that we've lost who are at Rainbow Bridge, and you really, really romanticise them and look back with very rose-tinted glasses, and you go, oh, but Budgie was perfect from the word go. And he wasn't. He was a little swine. He, as we've talked about, yes, I can remember he drove me mad as well. So, but equally, knowing that even Saint Buddy drove me mad, I realised that, and I know that I've got to put the hard work in to get the dog that I want, and the dog that she can be. But it does really give me heart that she can become that dog. And I know she can. I know she's got that potential in her. I know that all 4 puppies from the litter are going to be amazing, and are amazing, and are already learning and developing. But they are, all 4 of them are very, very full on. And it's lovely to have that support. We've got a WhatsApp group where all 4 of us and the breeder are still in touch on a daily basis. I mean, a lot. And so it's a lovely place to celebrate and commiserate and support and share ideas and suggestions. So if you have a puppy, it's worth suggesting to the breeder or to the rescue, could you have a WhatsApp of sort of people are having a puppy around the same time or from the same litter, or because that's been really, really the days that I'm struggling, and then somebody else will post, I'm struggling today, and you think, oh, good, in the nicest possible way, good. This has been the inane ramblings of a puppy owner with Julie Hill, and sometimes with Diamond the Papillon, and often with Mischief the German Spitzklein. You can find our regular podcasts at dogcastradio.com. And if you have a dog, whatever you're going through with your dog, I'd love to hear from you.